Come closer, yes, you. It's quite all right. This is exactly the sort of story for when the light is soft and the world has gone a little quiet. You may have heard of the Discworld, flat as a plate, balanced on 4 elephants, carried through the stars on the back of a giant turtle. This story happens on the chalk, green hills where sheep remember everything, and witches are expected to know the answers before anyone has finished asking the question. Granny Weatherwax died at work. Witches do not believe in retirement. They believe in finishing what needs doing, leaving the cottage tidy, and lying down only when the job is done. She left the note where Tiffany would find it. She left the boots by the chair. Tiffany Aching was young, and she had been a witch for years already, which is not the same thing as being ready. She picked up the boots. They fit. On the Discworld, when something fits, you pay attention. The job was larger now. Witch of all witches. Not a crown of gold. Granny never went in for crowns, but the weight of every edge that needed minding, every person who needed looking after, every bit of darkness that thought it could creep in while decent folk were busy being kind. And then, listen, the elves came back. Elves on the disc are not the fairy tale sort with wings and sparkles. They are beautiful, and patient, and they remember every slight as if it was stitched into silk. Lord Nightshade stepped through the long circle with his court behind him, and the air turned cold in that particular way that means trouble has put on its very best clothes. Tiffany stood on the chalk, her chalk staff planted firm, and said what witches say when the world tries to take something that is not for sale. Not here. Not today. Word went out across Lanka. Nanyog sang the songs that need singing, the ones with the right kind of laughter folded inside them. The Nagmak Feegle woke up, because if there is shouting worth riding toward, they would very much like to be involved. Witches gathered on the hills because that is what witches do when one of their own is carrying too much sky on her shoulders. I won't pretend it was easy. It wasn't. But Tiffany wore the crown a shepherd wears, responsibility, not ceremony, and she wore it well. The chalk is safe. The bees hum around the cottage. The door closes on a good day's work. And so long as someone stands between the dark and the people who deserve a proper night's sleep, Granny is never quite gone. That is the only immortality she ever trusted. There. That's the story. The best kind, I think, where the hero is someone who showed up because the job needed doing. Settle in. The chalk will keep.